Okay, again. So, I'm gonna have to struggle with the feeling that I'm just kind of getting lazy and skipping a lot of these stages. But again, I'm trying to balance actually getting through content at a bearable pace and actually wanting to complete the content. And also having accepted that actually trying to complete the content is generally not going to be very feasible given my circumstances. I had to check.
Ready, set, go!
What's the point of the gyms on a stage like this? I don't think there's an obvious way to cheat your way up to the top or anything. Oh,
Time travel.
oh, interesting.
Super jump.
That's one little cheat. I was thinking, well, there's not much point in that 10-second save because you probably don't. Probably cost you at least as much time to get over here to start with. Okay, that's not a super useful thing. I guess you use that super jump somewhere else. Aha! Huh, surprised the platform actually stops. Ah, jeez. Oh, this is gonna be awful if the collisions act like this. Stop. But yeah, you could probably use the super jump somewhere better. I did not touch that gem, but whatever you say, game. Oh. I held right for just a second before I landed, knowing that if I was rolling to the left, I would roll left as I hit the ground. And it worked, but then I bounced a second time and went a lot further than expected. The game's lagging even more on this. The game does not like moving platforms for some reason. And by that I mean the frame rate doesn't. Which also means that I start jumping around once I touch set platforms. It also means it's really, really hard to do anything. This is gonna be a problem, actually. I know it looked like I was just sitting there doing nothing, not making attempts to actually move from one platform to the next, but I was. Every single cycle, I was trying to move to the next platform. And the frame is just so low that it doesn't recognize my inputs as I try to do that. My god. Yeah, I could probably jump up there if I pick up a super jump. Just like the controls are at the point of not really being functional. Just because the frame rate is that bad. Like a significant portion of my inputs are being dropped at this point. Basically, anytime it looks like I'm just sitting somewhere hesitating, especially when there's no reason to, it's because I'm pressing things and nothing's happening. I like the optimistic interpretation that if I'm willing to play this game and somewhat enjoy it, even with this much resistance, I'll probably enjoy the much better playing Marvel It Up substantially more. And I'm inclined to agree. Where do I go from here? I think it was in the direction I just fell off of, but marginally higher. I can't look up. Ugh. I don't know why we had... Okay, I don't know why this platform extends to the right here. It's not where I need to be. Started bouncing again. Kind of surprised I can pull this off considering how it controls so poorly and drops so many of my inputs, and also I start bouncing around on the moving platforms all the time. But a lot of things are possible, even when you think they shouldn't be. I guess. I think that's enough of that level. I wasn't gonna do that again. I got up to the very top. Nearly. But it wasn't gonna be worth doing all that again. Half-pipe elite. Oh jeez. This feels like one that would feel cool to actually do successfully, but it's gonna be really rough for me to do successfully. I have like no control on half-pipes, and again, I don't know which part of that is the handicap I'm playing with, and which part of that is just me having to learn how to play that on the half-pipes. But part of it is the frame rate makes it so that there's so little visual continuity between frames as well.
Super speed.
Oh jeez. There's so little visual continuity between frames that if the camera gets covered up, like stuck on a wall or something for a second, I actually lose all sense of where I am and what's happening.
Super speed.
I don't know how I'm supposed to not... I don't know how I'm supposed to stay aligned with a half-pipe.
Go. Super speed.
My god.
Ready. Set.
I might try to sell for just reaching the exit on this one at all.
Super speed.
Okay, well that didn't do anything of value.
Ready. Set. Go. Super speed.
Ah, jeez. Pretty hard not to overshoot that.
Ready. Set. Go.
Yeah, the preciseness of
Super speed.
getting these gems in the air is ludicrous.
Super speed.
I'm actually allowed to...
Super speed.
Surprising. Surprised I'm allowed to... They actually have a lip I can stand on, I don't know why.
Set. Go. Super speed.
Nowhere near the gem, but oh
Super
well.
speed.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, for instance, when I'm on the half-pipe, because everything's the same texture, I actually can't tell how quickly I'm moving horizontally, if at all.
Super speed.
Because I can't see the grid pattern moving smoothly.
Super
It's just from one frame to another, I see...
Super speed.
Whoa. Hey. Okay. I don't know why I started moving forwards there in the air. Because it didn't look like I started that way. And then, as I hit the ground, I bounced forwards, despite laying on flat ground. I don't... certainly didn't... I wasn't holding forwards.
Super speed.
Whoa. Oh, God, I forgot. Super Speed makes you go where the camera's facing.
Ready.
Not where you're pointing.
Set.
With the D-pad, or with the, you know, with the arrow keys.
Super speed.
Yeah, I was not holding forwards, so I don't know why I rolled forwards. I guess I somehow had forward spin despite... Oh, I keep messing myself up on that. I keep thinking that Super Speed makes you go in the direction that you're moving or otherwise holding. That's not at all what it does.
Super speed.
Nice 0 out of 5, but I feel somewhat proud of that at least. Oh boy, maze. Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. And I'm not gonna immediately balk at any level. I'm not gonna acknowledge all of them, of course.
Ready. Set.
So this is alright. This is the sort of stage where, if this was like Code Red Impa, where you could just pause and look at the whole level. Oh, okay, that's not necessary for a maze, but okay. That would probably ruin the whole idea. So I will say, I don't really have much experience going through mazes in first person, so to speak. Like where you can't see everything up above. Oh, is the game gonna lie to me or what? Says right. If you're gonna tell me to do something, I'll listen. What? This wasn't in the deal. It's not a maze. But yes, like I don't have experience like in real life going through hedge mazes, for instance. Overhead, a maze with an overhead view is quite easy, of course. Not that I think I have a decent sense of direction generally. Like if I have to navigate a place that has twists and turns, I can usually do an okay job. And some branching paths. Much better, much easier, of course, if things don't loop in on each other. Okay, a lot more of this is just moving around really annoying walls than navigating a maze. Are you serious? This is what you have to end with? I got far enough. That was a shameful display at the very end, not even getting on the first platform, but with all the gems. Why do we have gems then? If all the gems are with the finish, then there's not much point in having gems pick up en route to the finish. But yes, if you have loops, then that makes navigating that sort of thing a lot harder, I think.
Ready, set,
Oh, jeez.
go!
Okay, no, never mind. There are gems everywhere. Yep. Come on! I authentically don't enjoy these 180 gravity flippers that lead to you
Go!
landing right on an edge. Particularly when that edge is in the direction of... the direction you'd normally be moving in. I will say I'm not enjoying the 3D maze stages quite so much in this game. Like, we've had enough of them, I think. It's a funny idea to do once or twice. But doing it over and over... yeah. I didn't quite stick that landing quite right. I could have saved that. But I have some intuition of how to try to
Go!
play with my spin as I land on something. I haven't quite mastered it yet. I will say, I do hope that that Marble It Up, when I get to it, also has the spin mechanic. I think that's a really fun mechanic that I'd love to get to experiment with in a game where I can actually, you know, play everything to its fullest without the filter of extraordinarily poor frame rate in the way the whole time. I don't want to drop down there from here. No, I totally could. Ah. Yeah, it is tricky though when you want to directionally influence yourself in the air, but that makes you spin a whole bunch. Because there are lots of times where you want to directionally influence yourself a bunch in the air, but you don't want to spin. Yeah, it's really hard to do one without the other. But yeah, the spin is a fun idea. It's a really fresh thing too, because no other Marvel type of game I've played has anything like it. fresh is a fun word to use when this game's not exactly new, but even so. It's older than every other game I'm comparing it to, in fact. But, hey! I think I went way overboard on the spin trying to correct myself there. Alright. Still massively overcorrect there, jeez. See myself flying with the spin. Again, it's me trying to directionally influence myself in the air, but then I'm not thinking about the spin that it imparts on me by the time I land. Oh, okay. That time, backspin just did not work. I'll try taking that path again. I think I've explored pretty much all the paths to explore except for that one. I think. Which I imagine then will take me to the finish. Could take the up one here. That is also a possibility. See the finish from here. I know I still have a few options for where to go, clearly. Hey. Okay, I really don't like how these are based just blind jumps, though, where you have to be careful to move really slowly. I figured this would take me somewhere. I really did. But it just didn't. Okay.
Ready, set, go!
I'll give it a little bit more, but... I am over time, so I do want to wrap things up. Yep, no, I have already gone this way. Take me back. You can also just drop down here instead of playing with all the silly rotations. In fact, that is where the finish is. At least so it's advertised. Okay. I think I covered most, if not all, of the stage on separate runs. Okay. Then, next time, trapdoors, oh boy. You might be able to finish this one, we'll see. But everyone, this looks small and simple, maybe?